So Doug Ford just introduced a tax credit to rich people, right? If you're paying taxes, you get to have this tax credit that applies if you go and vacation at like a bed and breakfast or a motel or a hotel here in Ontario. This program is going to give individuals $1,000 to be able to do this, and families $2,000 to be able to do this. The total cost of the program here in Ontario, $270 million. Doug Ford doing this while cutting the education budget by $500 million. And hey, while kicking homeless people out of parks. We're literally giving money to rich people so that they can go vacationing while assaulting the homeless with police officers and cutting our education budget. Do you need any more evidence that Doug Ford does not give a shit about you? Do you need any evidence at all that shows you that Doug Ford does not give a shit about you? He's destroyed the climate change fight here in Ontario, cutting up to 700 climate change related programs. He did that in his first year. He's assaulted the poor, assaulted the elderly, assaulted the autistic, assaulted the disabled, assaulted every single vulnerable person that he is pledged to protect as the Premier of Ontario. But if you're super rich, he's gonna give you $1,000 so you can go to a bed and breakfast. It's an embarrassment. It's shocking. If the NDP cannot win this next election, they should all resign, because it's disgraceful that they are incapable of mounting an offensive against an outrageous sociopath like this. Do you think $270 million would help the homeless here in Toronto and in Ontario? Do you think $270 million would be able to get them the housing that they require? Not that people like Doug Ford or John Tory give a shit about that at all. They spent $20,000 per homeless person in order to beat them up and throw them out of the parks, when they could have taken that $20,000 and, I don't know, given it to them so that they could go and get an apartment and go live in peace for a minute of their life. Can't have any of that. No. Instead, we need to hand $1,000 to wealthy people who don't need the money in the first place, so long as they go to a hotel here in Ontario. This shameful embarrassment, this ridiculous decision being handed down from Doug Ford's Conservatives really reveals to you the dark heart of their ideology. They don't care about us. They don't care about the people. They don't care about the poor. They don't care about our children being educated. They don't even care about protecting our children from the disasters of global warming. They don't care if your town burns down. They don't care at all. What they care about is giving money to rich people so those rich people can give money to other rich people, so that they can all have a nice vacation while the poor starve in the streets. I think that you should come into my live stream 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single weekday. We are being abandoned as a people. It's obvious now that we are being abandoned by every party, by everyone. No one cares about us. We are being thrown into the streets. The wealth extraction program that exists in this country is going off without a hitch. They are extracting all of the wealth and they are offshoring it. That is what is happening, and we are watching them do it. And the only time they're actually conferring any benefits to anyone in the populace, it's rich people so rich people can rich people. And that's going to end soon enough too, as the extraction process reaches its logical conclusion. So, as we're being abandoned, ask yourself, are you talking to anybody about this? How often do you talk to people about the reality of your abandonment, which is now the common experience? You are not an individual suffering from your individual choices. To say so is to fall into a delusion. We have been awash with a tidal wave, and people are trying to blame you for your individual choices, for why you're wet, for why there's water up to your knees. No, there's a tidal wave that's occurred, and that tidal wave has a name. It's called neoliberal capitalism. This is the predictable, obvious consequence of it. And what we are doing is we are enabling the absolute worst sociopaths like Doug Ford, who are literally stealing our children's future away from them so that he can give money to rich people so they can go on vacation with it. We should revolt. We should protest. We should stop participating in this nightmare creation. I know tomorrow I'm going to Doug Ford's house with a group of people. We're going to set up shop and we're going to protest. We're going to let his neighborhood know that he sucks, that his assaults and his sociopathic behavior are not going unnoticed and aren't going, we're not going to go down silently. We're not going to go down without a fight the way that he wants us to. I hope that you join me. It's 2 p.m. tomorrow, 6 Tettenhall Road. That's Doug Ford's house. Fuck this guy. Fuck this guy. We should be surrounding his house and surrounding the halls of power and hounding him with thousands and thousands of people every single day. It should take him an hour to get out of his house and back into his house, right? It should take him forever to actually go anywhere and do anything, because there are so many people hounding and surrounding him and obstructing him and causing him so many problems. Like, the abandonment is completely palpable. And if the NDP cannot defeat this raving psychopath, then every single member of that party should resign and make way for people who are actually interested in fighting. We have become an embarrassment as a people. Do we even care? Do we even care anymore? Hard to say. Well, we've reached the end of the video, guys. Like, share, subscribe, right? Hit all the bells, hit all the whistles. If I have inspired you in any way, consider throwing $1 my way. My Patreon is down below. I know I'm going to experience homelessness because of the decisions being made by Doug Ford and Justin Trudeau and every political leader in power today. I know that I'm about to experience homelessness. I could use $1. What do you think? Keep me off the streets, huh? Always remember, guys, you are a quantum being walking around in quantum energy. Psychopaths like Doug Ford are trying to make you forget it and will spend hundreds of billions of dollars instead of trying to uplift you to the station you belong. Good luck. We're gonna need it.